Okay, so custom component. So let me just explain to you what are the custom components. Okay, custom component, or I can say intelligent intelligent custom component. So what is the intelligent custom component? So intelligent custom component is a user-defined connection with intelligence, or a parametric user-defined connection. So if you remember, during our basic training, we created something like a simple custom component, and that custom component is something like is a fixed one. So meaning, once you created the custom component for the particular size of the beam, then it will work only on that particular size of the beam. Now, the intelligent custom component, it will work in the different sizes of the beam, in the different, but of course, the condition, it depends on the condition. Okay? If you put more rules, then it will work on a different condition. But the more the rules that you created, or the more the rules that you set up, the more complicated your custom component is. Okay? So the custom component is divided into four different types. Okay? There are four types of custom component. First type is the connections. The second one is the detail. The third one is the third one is a part, and the fourth one is seam. Okay? So now, what is the difference between these four type of custom component? Okay? So one is, if you have a column, if you have a column here, and then you have a beam, you have a beam here. Okay? So meaning, if you select the column first, select the column and then select the beam, second one, this is the main part and this is the secondary part, then it will create the connection. So connection meaning it will trim this one, it will cut this one. So it will, if you have a something like a plate connection, it will add a plate here. Okay, it will add a plate here. It will add the welding. Okay, or if the connection is something like a ring plate, it will add a ring plate here. So something like this. So this is the connection. Connection meaning there is a main part and then there is a secondary part or parts. The secondary part could be one or more, or two or more. I think up to four or something. That is the connection. Then detail. What is detail? So detail means if you have the element here, if you have the object, detail is the one that you attach to this object. So one is, let's say for example, you want to attach a stiffener plate. So select this part and then it will add the stiffener plate. Or select this part and then if you want to select the exact location of the stiffener plate, select the part and then select the point. So part and then point, and then the stiffener plate will be placed in the location of the point. So this one is the detail. Detail is something like an attachment. Okay, let's say a column. Column. The detail of the column base plate is called detail. It's not a connection, it's a detail. Because you have a column, you attach the base plate as a detail. Okay? Are we clear on this one? Connection and detail. Hello? Yes. Yes. Correct. All right. So now, that is the difference. Okay. So connection has two parts or two more parts. Detail is something like you're attaching. You attach something to the part. Okay. Next. Next is the what do you call that? Seam. Sorry, part. So for the part, meaning you can create a new profile using the custom component part. So let's say for example, the build-up section. If you pick 1 and 2, it will create the build-up section like this with the welding. Because if you don't use the custom component part, you model the web, you model the planche, and then you add the welding. And then if you have a top planche, then you add again. But if you have a custom component part, by picking 2 points, this one is also intelligent that you can specify the height of the build-up section, okay? And then uh, you don't need to model it one by one. So that is a part. It will form a new object using the custom component part. Okay, so what are the example of part? Okay, like what I've said, this one is an object. Yes, you can create a part. So you can create something like a beam. A beam, let's say for example, this beam, when you pick 1 and then 2, it will create a beam with stiffener. So that one is also a custom component part. So the stiffener, you can specify the distance of the stiffener if you like. So again, that one is a custom component part. Okay? Then lastly is the seam. Seam is something like you want to stitch two element. Okay? You want to stitch. So one example is if you have something like a plate here and another plate here, and then you want to stitch this one. You want to connect. I don't know what kind of connection. It may be end plate here, end plate here. So select this one, select these two, and then pick 1 and then 2 for the direction of the connection. Okay, so that one is seam. So you stitch 2 part. Okay, but we're going to concentrate first on these three. These three. I think these three is already enough for more than for 2 days as an example to create this connection. Okay, so now let's move on to the what you call that, the terminology in terminology of custom component. So as a terminology, okay, under the terminology, there is a so-called bind to. Okay, bind to, and then planes. Okay, planes, cut and fittings, and then handles or node or grip. We call it. Okay, so these are the terminology, and then under the okay, what is binding? Okay, what is binding? So binding means you are attaching, you attach to the surface or to the planes. You attach to the planes. But okay, before I go to the binding, so there are 5 different types of planes that you are going to use in custom component. So boundary plane, outline plane, component plane, center plane, and cut plane. So the these are the 5 types of plane that you are going to used for binding. So binding is what? Again, binding means if you have this section, okay, and then you have something like you have the node or you have the handle, or let's say for example, this is the uh, there is a plate here, okay, there, and this is the handle. So this handle is bind. You can bind that one to the surface, of this angle. This is the surface, and this one, we call this one as a boundary plane. So you bind the handle to the boundary plane. So boundary plane means, in this example, the boundary plane, it will form the box shape. So this is the boundary plane, this is the boundary plane, this is boundary plane, and this is the boundary plane. So that is binding. You attach to the plane. So meaning the movement of this boundary, this handle will move along with the boundary plane if you bind it there. So are we clear on that one? Any question on what is binding and boundary plane? Yeah, to the box shape, the outer part. That is boundary plane. Yes. And then the binding means you are attaching. You attach to that plane. So meaning you are sticking. So if you bind that one to that particular plane, whatever the movement of the plane, then the one that you attach there, it will move accordingly. Yeah, attaching to the surface means it's binding. Yeah. Okay, and then outline plane. Okay, let me just delete this one. Okay, let me go back again. Binding is attaching. Now let's concentrate on this one. Let's concentrate on this. So boundary plane. If I may create this sample. So whatever the shape of your element, the boundary plane, it's always on this side, here, here, and then here on the box, the boundary of the element. That is boundary plane. Okay? I hope that one is clear. Boundary. So meaning, if there is a changes on the height, then it will move as a boundary, and if there is a changes in the width, then that one will go along with the width and height. That one is for the boundary. Now let's move on to the outline plane. Outline plane is bind to the shape. So shape is this one. This one is outline plane. This one is outline plane. This one is outline plane. So here outline, outline, and then outline. So meaning to the shape. Actually, it's also, this one is also outline plane. But if you are binding to the outer part, then choose boundary, not outline. Outline, even though this one is also can be used outline, but we recommend to use the boundary if you are binding it on the outside. So outline, use only the inside position, inside of this one. Are we clear on that one, outline? Okay, very good. So now, the next one is the component plane. So what is component plane? Component plane is simply, okay, let me just delete this one again. So component plane is if you have a connection, okay? So let's say for example, you already create a detailed connection that, uh, example is, I have the beam here. sorry. I have the beam here. Okay, and then I have the, let's say I have the stiffener here. Okay, so this is one component. In the side view, in the front view, it looks like this. Okay, so this one, and this is the stiffener. Now, if you say component plane is, this is the component plane, the center of the connection. So center, this is the component plane. So here, in this view, it will be something like this one. Also, this one, this is the center of the connection. So here, on this view, it's also this one. This is the component plane. Yeah, the center of the connection. Okay? So component plane is the center of the connection, or the end and start and end of the connection. If that one is a custom part, start and end. So that is the component plane. And lastly, the the center and cut plane. Now, if I have again the uh, if I have this section, what is the, okay? So if it is a center plane means this is the center plane, right? Center, okay? This is also the center plane, okay? And also this one is also the center plane. You got it? So center, from the word, from meaning, of course, from the word center, then I think it's self-explanatory. Okay? So that is the center plane. And lastly, the cut plane. So what is the cut plane? So meaning, if I have the beam here, and then there is a cut. So here, let's say this one is the cut. Okay, so cut plane. Remember, this one cut is always hidden line, right? So if I have this cut, so meaning you can also bind to the cut. So if I have the, let's say for example, I have a plate here, stiffener plate here. I have the handle. So this handle can bind to the cut here. So that one is the cut plane. You can bind to the cut. Also this one, I can bind this one to the cut. So meaning, if the cut length become bigger, then this one, it follows. So whatever the dimension, it will keep the dimension, but it will follow. As well as this one. If this cut become bigger here, then this plate will move accordingly. Okay, are we clear on that one? Any question? So we haven't done any example yet, but are you already confused? Okay, so yeah, so that one is the custom component terminology. And of course, the cuts and fittings, you know already the cuts and fittings, the handle, these are the handle and nodes. so and planes. Okay, so these are the most commonly used terminology when we do the custom component. Okay, so now what we're going to do is this. Okay, let me just draw the the first custom component that we're going to do. So we are going to do the custom component detail first. Custom component detail. So I want you to create this one. So beam. So under the beam, I want you to create this stiffener here, stiffener here, and then also this one here. So this stiffener, it can be done using the what do you call that, contour plate, huh? You can do this one using contour plate. Meaning, you can have this handle here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So let's say this one is 25. At the moment, we put here 25. This one is also 25. Okay? Kindly model this one first and then make it sure that the handle is at the center. So here, should be look like this. So the handle is at the center. So kindly model this one, and then after that we will have a lunch, and then we are going to do the intelligence after lunch. Okay? So let me just show it to you, and then I will leave it to you. And then after that, after I show, then we'll go for lunch, and then uh, we will continue that the intelligence after lunch. Okay? So let me just show this one to you first. Okay, so here, let me just split this one and then put it here, move. Alright, so now I'm going to create 3D views of part. So I'm going to select this one. And here, I will add now my steel plate. So the steel plate, I'm going to use the, let's say here, I will type here stiffener. Stiffener. And let's say this one is plate 12, and then this one is color, let's say color red, right? Color red. And then now middle. Okay, look. So 1, 2, 150. Let's say I'll use 170, and then 25, and then here maybe I will use here 10, so 25. Okay, that is wrong. Okay, again, sorry. So I'll start from here, 10, and then 20, let's say 25, and then here 160, control, and then 50, this one, this one. Okay, there you go. So any size, any shape you can any size, it's okay. You don't have to follow 25, it should be okay. And then now what I will do is I'm going to change the what do you call that, the work plane here. I'm going to change the work plane so that I can simply select this one and then copy, rotate, copy mirror. Okay, before I copy mirror, I will just simply add now my, let me add the welding first. Okay, welding. So in the welding, I'll just put one weld. So fillet, let's say 6, and then sight all around. So there you go. So now, uh, let me copy, mirror, okay, copy, and then this one also copy, mirror, get the center. Where is the center? Hey, where is the center of this? Haha, I don't know where is the center. Okay, anyway, I'll just simply move this one. Since I cannot get the center, I'll just move it. It's the same. So now, once you create this one, so go to this view, and then move to the center, and there you go. So you will notice that the positioning of my welding is there. So I can change the position to let's say X. Nope, maybe Z. Yeah, Z. Sorry. Because of the this work plane, I'll I'll change the work plane to the original one. Okay, so there you go. So here, I'll change this one to Z. Oh no, Y. Yes, this one should be Y. Nope, negative. This one also positive Y, and this one should be negative Y. All right, so now I have this uh, stiffener. So the idea of this stiffener is to create this one. Let me show you here. This one, to create this stiffener. Can you see that one? Not this one. This one is the full one. I want the only the halfway stiffener. This one. This, to create this one. Okay, so that's it. So we will continue after you create your model. Okay, so now that you have this uh, model, okay, so what the next thing to do is select everything that you have added to the beam, okay, except the beam. You can select this 8 objects. So you can see here 8 objects selected. What are the 8 objects? The 4 welds and the 4 stiffener. Okay. So after you select this one, you need to go to the right hand side and define the custom component. I added only one welding for the meantime. You can add that one later if you like. So for the meantime, for this example, I just use one weld each, just to attach this one to the beam. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll wait. Okay, so now that I select the this object on your right hand side, you go to the application and component and then define custom component. Okay, so define custom component. So from what we have discussed earlier, we have this connection, detail, seam, and part. This time, I'm going to create the detail. But before you create this detail, before you continue, sorry, I think you need to add this one. Kindly make a point here, make a position. Uh, Go to edit. I forgot to tell you this. To put a point here. Yeah. So make it sure that you have this point. Okay. Make a point here. Okay. Again. I'm going to select everything. Okay. Maybe deselect the points. And then on the right hand side, define custom component, select the type, which is the detail, and then you type here dm, let's say dm underscore stip stiffener stiffener 2. Okay, stiffener 2, and then click next. In the model, select the objects that will form custom component. I already pre-selected that one. Click next. Pick the main part. Okay, pick the main part. This is the main part, and then next. Then here you can see reference point and main part. If I select main part and finish, then you don't need to, you cannot specify the position. Now we need to click the reference point so that before you press the finish, so you need to pick this point. Okay, select that point and then finish, and there you go. So now, as you can see here, if you type here dm stiffener 2, this one, dm stiffener 2. So what happened is if I select the beam, any point you can now add this stiffener plate. Okay? So kindly do this one first, and then after that we will do the binding. So from here, yeah. So from here, we need to edit custom component, and then we are going to start the binding. Okay? So again, let me remind you, the custom component, the intelligent custom component that we're going to do is, I would recommend to make it as simple as possible, because if the more complicated your component is, the difficult you maintain it later. Okay, it could be good that in one click everything is there, but that will be difficult to handle later. So make it sure that your custom component is simple. So don't create a very complicated custom component that in at the end of the day you will be the one that will have a headache to maintain it or to modify it, or if something doesn't right, then it will be difficult for you. Not only for you, if you ask me as a support, then it's much more difficult, because if you're the one who's creating the custom component, so all the information or the binding is you are the only one who knows it. Okay, so I would recommend to create a very simple one. Okay, it's okay to have many and simple. Okay, rather than you have a very one big custom component but a very complicated one. Okay, so this one, like this one is a very simple one. Okay, so the first thing to do is, okay, maybe what I will do is I'm going to remove the display of the weld as exact. Okay, so I'll do this one. Okay, so now once you have this, okay, once you have this one, you can now bind everything. Okay, so select select this select the four objects. Okay, select the four objects, and then once you select this one, press. Okay, sorry. Before you press before you select the handle, kindly select component planes. Okay, kindly select the components planes and then press the Alt key. Okay, Alt key. Right click and then bind to plane and then look for the component plane of this element. There you go. So here. Okay. So this one. So just simply click on this component. Like what I explained to you, this one is the center of the component. So here, this is one. Another component plane is this one. And another component plane is this one. Okay, but I don't need those two, but I need only this one. Okay, this one, this. Are we clear on that one? Yes, no? Okay, so once you click on this, you will get the value 00000. So meaning all the handles, all the handles are lies on the zero of that component plane. So everything will be zero. So it will not move. It's always on that component plane. Okay? But of course, this one you can control this one, but we don't need to do that one now. Okay, so make it sure that every single handle there will be bind to the component plane. Okay, at this point of time, I have D20. Can you do this one now before we go further? Create this again. To do that one, select one, two, three, four, and then sorry, and then press the alternate key on your keyboard and then make a window to select the handle. Right click and then bind to component plane like this. Make it sure that this one is component plane so that you can get this plane, and then click and then you will get the D1 to D20. Okay, do it. Yes. What are you not getting? Okay, can you press Control 4? Maybe because of the you cannot click on the particular part. Okay. How about the others? Done already? Okay. So we'll continue. Okay, so we'll continue. Okay, so now, once you bind that one, you have D20. The next binding is I want you to bind all the, okay, I want you to bind this, this one, this handle, and this handle. I want you to bind these two handle to the outline plane. So meaning, sorry, this is the problem with this Microsoft. I cannot do the annotation. So what happened is, I want you to, there is a handle here, right? And there is a handle here, correct? So I want you to bind these two handle here, outline, and then these two handle, I want you to bind to the outline. So repeat that procedure for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Understand? No, one by one. Anyway, I'm going to show it to you. I just tell you that this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show it to you, and then after that, you do it on your computer. Okay? Okay. So first is select the change this one to outline plane, and then select this what do you call that, plate, or maybe I can select these two plates. Okay, select these two plates, and then I'm going to press the Alt key and then select only these four handles. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get it? Okay, right click and then bind to plane here. Bind, then you're going to have up to the 24. Okay? Now, I'm going to continue, ha. Now, I'm going to select the other side, sorry. I'm going to select the other side. Okay, these two, and then press the Alt key again and then select the four handles again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right click and then bind to plane this side. Okay? Clear, huh? Now, next, I'm going to select the bottom stiffener, press the Alt key, and then right click and then bind to this side. Okay, so now we have I think D32. And lastly, this part, select this top stiffener, right click and then bind to plane. It's either here or here, huh? Doesn't matter. Click and then you have D36. Okay, now the reason why I bind that one to the outline of this beam, so that whatever the changes of the height and the width of the beam, then my stiffener will go along with that surface. Okay? Are we clear on that one? Okay, so kindly do that one now. Continue. We're still a long way to go. Okay, so now we already bind all these things. Everything is 0, so meaning we haven't done any control yet. Okay, we haven't done any parameters yet. So parameters meaning the control. Okay, so meaning this, if you notice, all these variable are fixed. And if you see this one is hide, meaning this one is hidden in the dialog box. So you cannot see that one in the dialog box. That's why it's hidden. And we haven't done any parameters, okay, or intelligence yet. So now, the first what you call that, the first control that we're going to do is the edge distance. Here, this one. This edge distance. Okay? So, we need to bind this one to the boundary plane. Select the boundary plane. And then we need to bind this two handle, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to bind these two handles to the boundary of the flange. And then we're going to control that one. So meaning, we can control that one to be bigger or smaller. Okay? Do you get my point here? Okay, so now select I'm going to select these two, alternate key, and then select this one. All right. Right click and then bind to plane, and then here bind here. Okay. So look, once you click this one, you will find, just click this name, because the sorting here, there's a problem in the sorting now in custom component. That's why you need to click the name so that you can see the last binded or bound value here. So D37, D38, D39, and D40 value are 10. Okay? So immediately, if you want to control this one, immediately add a parameter. So this parameter, which is P1. Okay? So under this P1, just copy the value that you get from D37 and D40. So type here 10. Okay? This one is similar to the, remember when we create the sketch parametric cross-section? Do you remember that one? Okay, so this is the same. So here, D37 is equals to P1. P1. And then copy this one, copy, and then paste it here. P1, P1, P1. And then this D37 and D40, make it sure that the visibility here is hide. So type H, or select this hide or H. And then this one, stiffener edge distance. You type here stiffener edge distance. Stiffener edge from plunge. Okay? Now, let's see how it works. Let's see if this one works. Look, if I type now, 20, okay, becomes 20. If I type now, let's say for example, this one is for wing plate. If I type now negative 200, I can control it now. 10, going back to 10. Did you get it? Okay, now I'm going to repeat the procedure to the left side. Okay, again, I'm just repeating the procedure. Select, right click, bind, and then select the boundary, the left here, boundary, click, and then here you can see now D41 to D44. So change this one to P10, P1, 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 P1. Don't forget to hide this one, hide, and hide. And there you go. So now, if you want to check, again, negative 100, so it's working now. If I type 50, see, so 10, there you go. Okay, so are we clear on this one? Okay, so kindly do that one. Dialog box. Okay, so once you have these parameters, if you close this one and say yes, so this is what happened. So if I click on this, you can see now this 10. If I type here negative 200 and then modify, then you have now this wing plate. Okay, so here I can change this one as negative to 100. So you have a different, so see, and also since I already bind that one, so look, this one, click, see this, because we haven't finished that one yet. But if you notice here, it works on the bigger. Okay, so once we finish that one, then it will be on the proper position because the binding is not yet done. Okay, so let's move on here and then edit again custom component. So again, from the custom component, so we already bound that one. So now what we need to bind is, okay, let me remove again the past. Okay, so the next one, we already bind that one. So the next one is we are going to bind the height. Okay, we're going to bind the height of the stiffener. Okay, so we can say we have two height of the bottom stiffener and height of the what? Height of the bottom stiffener and height of the top stiffener. Okay, so what I will do is I'm going to create the I'm going to bind this one again to the outline plane, and then select this four handle again, 1 2 3 4. Okay, remember outline plane, outline plane, and then right click and then bind to plane here. Clear? Okay, so select that one and then you can see that there is a 185 value there. So you can see here 185, 185, 185. Then immediately add parameter. Okay, after adding parameter, you can see the value 185. You type here 185 as well. Okay, and then here D45 is equals to P2. Then copy that one. Alright, and then hide. So that will be your procedure. And then change the name in the dialog box. So let's say here bottom stiff height. Alright, so now look, if I change this one to 100, so now I can control the height of my bottom stiffener. Now I'm going to repeat the procedure to the top. So select these two, Alt key, right click, bind to the top. Okay, again, add parameter, that will be P3. So P3 will be 185 as well. And then here equals to P3. Okay, copy, paste, paste, and then paste. Then hide, and hide. And then here, this one is top stiff height. Alright, so now the top stiffener height, if I type here 150, there you go. So now I can control both height of the top and bottom. Okay, kindly do that one. Okay, the top and bottom stiffener here. So you're going to have D52, P1, P2, and P3. Okay, do it. Okay, so the next one is you have already the height, you have already the position, so meaning the width and height is already established. So now the thing that we're going to bind now is this height. So from your drawing, we need this 100 and this 25. Okay, the chamfer. I don't know what do you call this one. So I have also difficulties to name this. So it could be something like stiffener X and Y, or I don't know, stiffener. I don't know how do you call this. This 100. Stiffener edge 1, edge 2, okay? Okay, edge 1 and edge 2. So this one is vertical edge and horizontal edge. Okay, stiffener, vertical, and horizontal edge. Okay, so now, the next is we need to select only that handle, these two handle. Okay, select these two handle, right click, and then bind to outline plane again, outline plane. So select that one. So I have now 25, 25. So I'm going to, before I add the parameter, I will also do the binding here so that it will be one time. So select these two, bind, and then here. Then I have now 25, 25. So now I have these four distances. So I need to add a parameter and then put here 25. And then I will put here stiffener vertical edge. Okay, stiffener vertical edge. Okay, and then this one will be equals to P4. Okay, copy, paste, and then hide again, hide, and hide. Show only the stiffener vertical edge. Okay, now, next is the horizontal edge. Why? Okay, the horizontal edge is this. These two. Okay, again, bind to this surface. Okay, outline, and then select the other one, these two. Select again, and then bind to this surface. So as you can see here, there is 24.75. Anyway, I'm going to make it a whole value. I'll make it 25. And then equate again this one, D57 equals to P5. And then copy, paste, and then paste. All right, and then this one, hide, and hide. And then here, copy, paste, and then make it horizontal. I don't know if you notice, okay, I don't know if you notice that what I'm doing here is just a repeated procedure. Right? From the beginning, I just repeat the binding and then add the parameter. So that's how the custom components work. Bind, and then add parameter. Are we clear on that one? Okay, so now, here, if I'm going to close this, let me just show it to you. So make it sure that this one doesn't have the D. It's all the because sometimes you forget to hide the variable, so it will show here. So you need to hide that one. So look at this. So here, if I select the horizontal, vertical, I type here 100, modify. There you go. And then this one is 10, modify. So that's how it looks like. So now, if I apply this one, stiffener 2, if I apply this one here, it should work now. See, it's working now. It's working now here. Sorry. And you will notice, hey, how come that is this one working? Yes, it's working. The only thing is because the height. Okay, so I will type here 25, and then I will put the height, let's say 80, and then 80 here, modify, and modify. So here, this is the stiffener there for the small beam. Okay, so are we clear on that one? Okay, now also if you want to restore the default value here, you just simply delete this one, remove, and then modify. So it will restore to the original value in your custom component editor. So here, that is the original value. Okay, now continue on that one, and then after that we are going to control the thickness of the stiffener, right? So we will control the thickness of the stiffener. Ano yan? Anong nasira? You need to check your binding. And also you need to check the value. So restore to the original value. But sometimes it can be modified, sometimes not. You have to recreate it. Okay, now, okay, you may ask that what if the stiffener becomes distorted? So sometimes it can be restored by simply changing the value, restore to the original, but sometimes it not. If not, then you can delete this one, okay? You can delete and then you can model it again inside the inside the custom component. To uh, you don't need to recreate the custom component. You can modify, you can add materials here inside the custom component and then click refresh. So once you click this refresh, meaning the material that you add inside the custom component will be added. Okay? So if you miss something when you create the custom component, there's no issue because you can always delete and add inside the custom component. Okay, if you delete and then you mirror, that one is also possible. But the variables that you have created in binding, it will not be copied. So you need to rebind. You need to bind it again. Okay, for the plate, the next step is you add the thickness. Okay, so like what I've said, I'm going to control these four plates in one parameter. If you want to control that one individually, then you must add four parameters for the thickness of the plate. Okay, so okay, the next is add parameter, and then this parameter I will type here plate or stiffener thickness. Okay, stiffener thickness. And then under this stiffener thickness, you can now add, let's say, 12. All right? So after you add this 12, now this one, if you change this one, nothing will happen because there's no equation yet. Right? So now, to do the equation, make it sure that you know how this plate was created. So if you double click the plate, it will show you PLT12. So how to derive a formula, the PLT12? So you know the formula, we can expand this PLT12 by typing this one. So here, kindly type this one in the formula, or kindly remember this formula. I will type here equal and then double quotation mark and then PLT double quotation mark plus then INT then PN. So whatever number is that. So remember this formula. I can copy this one, right? So remember this formula. Take note of this, PLT plus INTPN. So PN is the parameter number. Okay? So now I copy that one. So here I'm going to add parameter And then this P7, I will change the value to type profile. So select the profile here. Profile, there you go, profile. And then here, you need to type here equals PLT P what? P6. Because 6 is the 12, so P6. Look what will happen. So this formula, this is the value PLT12, and that one is exactly the same. PLT12 here is PLT12. So meaning I already got the correct formula enabled for me to match the profile of the stiffener. And then this one, you need to hide this one. No need to show this in the dialog box because this one is a formula. Okay? So can you do this one first, P6 and P7? Kindly copy this value. Do that one, and then we're going to equate that one to the parameter, or to the very good. So now we have the P6 and P7. So all we have to do now is to equate, okay, equate this one to the plates. So remember, we have the custom component browser on the right side. When you refresh this one, okay, this is the this custom component browser. This is the uh, this uh, this is the place where you can find the information of your custom component. So let's say, for example, if I select this plate, it will highlight, okay, that is the contour plate. This one is the contour plate. This one is the contour plate. This is the welding. And this is the primary part. So this browser represents the model. Okay, so meaning if you want to control the element here, you can control that one using the component browser with the help of the variables here. Okay, so for example, the thickness. So for the thickness, we need to equate this P7. Why the P7? Because the P7 has the equation of the stiffener thickness here. So look, if I change this one to 20, it becomes PLT20. Okay, if I change this one to 10, it becomes PLT10. Okay, so meaning I need to use the formula to equate here in the component browser. So copy this P7, copy, refresh this one, and then select one by one. So this one, contour plate. Under this contour plate, there is a general properties, and then look for the profile. Right click and then paste it, P7. Done. So select the next one. So it will highlight again here, the contour plate 2. Profile, right click, and then add equation. Done. So select this one again, contour plate. So just repeat the procedure, look for the profile, and then paste. Done. And lastly, this one, contour plate, general properties, profile, right click, add equation, and that's it. So meaning all the plates, all the profile of this plate is under the P7, wherein the P7 has a formula PLT INT P6, wherein the P6 is 12. Okay, I hope that one is clear. So now, if I'm going to close this component and then go to this one, so here, if you double click on this and then change this one to 25 and then modify, so it becomes 25 thickness. Okay? If I want to make this one only 6 mm thick, then that one will be 6 mm thick. Okay, so let me go back again to the edit custom component so that you can see the formula there. So from here, again, look for this, double click, and then change the fast, and then here. So there you go. So I have now P6 and P7, and then P6 and P7. You can go to the contour and general properties P7. So P7, P7. So follow that that information here. Albert. So this option, we're going to create an option. If we want only the bottom, then select the bottom only. If we want only the top, then select only the top. Or we can also make it left and right, but of course that one it will be additional. So for this time, I'm going to show only the top and bottom. So how we're going to show it's either the top or the bottom stiffener. Okay, so add parameter, add parameter. Okay, so this parameter, I want you to select the value type. I want you to select yes and no. At the bottom, you can see yes, no, right? Yes, no. So this one, you can type here bottom stiffener and then question mark. Why question mark? Because you will ask yes or no. You will answer here yes or no only. Okay? That's why bottom stiffener yes or no. So type here one. One by default is yes. And then add another parameter, and then this one will be okay. This one will be top stiffener, and then question mark again, and then 1. All right, so now let's do the equation again. P8. So P8, we need to equate this one. Okay, refresh this one. We need to equate this P8 to the bottom plates. These two plates, okay? So select the first one under the contour plate, general, go to the creation, right click, add equation, and then paste it here, P8. And then select the other plate. Okay, expand the contour plate, go to the general properties, creation, right click, and then P8. Okay, I hope that one is clear. Okay, that is simple. Next, P9, copy the P9, and then select the top part, and then here, expand the contour plate, and then select the creation, add equation, and then paste the P9. And lastly, this plate, select again from the browser, general properties, creation, right click, add equation, and then P9. So now you have already the control whether you want it or not. Okay, so let's try. Let's try. I'm going to close it. Say yes. So if I want the, okay, look. So top stiffener, no. Modify. So there's no top stiffener. This one, bottom stiffener, no. So no. Okay, are we clear on this? If you say both, if you say both no, then there will be no stiffener at all. Okay, so let me edit custom component again, and then to show you what I have done here. So again, here you can see the yes and no at the bottom. So you need to add P8 and P9. So yes and no, and then bottom stiffener, and then select, and then go to the contour, and then general properties, and then creation. So you need to equate this P8 to the equation. Record. Okay, again, the control for the welding, it can be controlled as long as the information for the welding is available in the component browser. Okay? So if you notice here, if you refresh and then select the welding here, look what will happen. See here, weld. So under this weld, general properties, and then look at this. These are all the information in the welding that you can control. For example, creation. If you want to create, then size below and size above line. What is this size below and size above line? This one. So if I'm going to Okay, so if you notice here, I have the size below line and size above line, so this one. And then pitch below line. So I don't know, where is the pitch? This one. Length above line, so this one. Length, this one. So meaning, whatever you can find in this custom component browser, meaning you can control. So example is, let's say we want to control the type. So the type is here. Type above, type below line, and type above line. So here, we're going to control. So now, to control that one, if you notice here, under the type, you can see here the one means this one is used. So it starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So that's how you put the value for the type. So that means if I want to control the type of the welding here, what I will do is add parameter, and then this parameter I will choose the weld type under the value type. So look for the weld type. Weld type. Where is the weld type? Here, weld type. So select that one, and then you can type here weld type. And then let's say the fillet is 1. So the value of the fillet is 1. If you say none, then you put 0. Okay? If you want to use the what do you call that? The full penetration, then this one is 1, 2, 3. So you need to put here 3. So let's put it 3. And then equate, we're going to equate this one out to the welding. So P10, copy the P10. So select the welding one by one. Okay, the first welding, this. So P10, I need to equate the P10 to type below line and type above line. So here, and then here. Okay, and then this one, select this. Again, type below line, add equation, and type above line, add equation. And this one, select, type above line, add equation, and type below line, add equation. And lastly, this one. So I have one control for all this, for this welding. So again, if you want to control different welding, then you need to create a different parameter. So that's the idea. Okay, I hope that one is clear. So kindly create that one. Kindly create the welding. So add to the above line and below line. And then after that, we're going to apply this one in our model. So if you go to the display here, and then the welding is checked, okay, and then you cannot still find the welding here, then all you have to do is to add the welding. So select this one and then select this one. Okay, so look, I added this welding. So this welding will not be available in this component browser unless you refresh. So you refresh that one and then select again this welding, then there you go. So it's available now. Okay, so I'm going to delete this and redraw and then refresh. Okay, so you want to see the application of this, right? Okay, now that we are done with this, okay, I'm going to close it. So the application of this is it should be like this. Okay, so now what I will do is I'm going to move this one, move it to 3 meters. Okay, and then let's say I have the okay, so let's say I have this one, and then here I'm going to create 3D views of part, right? And then from here I will create a beam. So from here, 1, 2, Sorry. Okay, so from here. So let's say this one, huh? Middle. This one also middle. Okay, so now if I'm going to move this one and edit, so how to apply? So from here, I can now use the DM stiffener. So here, and then pick this beam and then the center of, or maybe this one, or center of this. And there you go. So because this one is something like too big, so I can put here 100 and then 100 and then modify. Okay. So now look, this weld type, the tree is this one. See, I can now choose the weld type here. Earlier, the numeric value is just used in our formula, but in reality, it will show you the weld type that you are going to use. Okay, so let's say this one is where's that one? The vertical is 50, and then modify, so something like this. All right, and then here, in this case, I don't want the top here, so I will just simply use top stiffener, no, modify, and then apply. So now I can add this one to all the bottom. Okay, and then for the top, just say yes to this one, and then this one no. So apply and okay. So again, select this one. So instead of modeling it one by one, so you can now see I have created the uh, the component, the stiffener component like this. Do you think it's useful? Yeah. Pardon? Sorry, I something like it's not clear what you're. Yeah, yeah. That's why I told you, no. I've shown you the control where you are going to put all those information. So I just give you the sample that the weld type, but weld size, weld length, you can also add that one inside the custom component. Of, of, Of course, yes. That's what you need to do, because we cannot do everything. Huh? I'm just showing you the possibility or the capability of the custom component on how you control. So one is this type, and then as you can see, all the information that's available in the custom component browser that can be controlled using the parameter. Okay? So even here, if you want to differentiate the thickness of this plate to the other plate, then you can also do. But you need to create different parameters. So it's still a lot of work, but again, I just simplify that one. So this again, like what I've said, this one is the simplest custom component that we can do. So here, if you want to again, if I want to change this one to, let's say, bottom is 200, and then modify, so you can do something like this. Okay, So that's your stiffener. The only thing is, again, if I add this stiffener, if I add the stiffener here in the bracing, what will happen? Any guess? If I add the stiffener here in the bracing, what will happen? Does it work or not? Yeah, it will go along to it will go along to the inclination, like this. Um, if we are going to change the UCS here, let's say 0, I'm not sure. No. Y, yeah, it will be distorted. I don't think it will work that way because it will work as a local coordinates. Okay, another thing that you need to control is the chamfer. This chamfer, right? Okay. So let's add the chamfer. So select, sorry, go back to the original one and then select this one. Sorry, before we go to that one, I think your question I want to try. So let's say, for example, this, you said change the UCS like this one, like this. So, and then click here. It's the same because it follows the local coordinates. Okay? So I hope that one is clear now. Okay, so now let's add um, the chamfer. Okay, the chamfer. Uh, I'm going to add the chamfer only for one, for this one, and then the other you do it. Okay, I just want to show you how to add the chamfer. So now, uh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this. I'm going to add the chamfer here. Okay, I'm going to add the chamfer here and chamfer here. Control the chamfer here and control the chamfer here. Why you need the chamfer here? Because if I want this stiffener to be a full stiffener, so I can still do the chamfering here. Is that correct? Okay, so meaning I can still use the one of the stiffener as a full stiffener. Okay, so even though we have already the available stiffener, then I just want to show you that option. So I'm going to add one chamfer for two chamfer for one stiffener, and then the rest you can continue with the rest. Okay, so since this one is just a repeated procedure, so I will just continue doing this one, and then I will give you time to do it on your computer. All right. So first is this. Let's say chamfer 1, I have chamfer 1 and chamfer 2. Okay? So top chamfer and bottom chamfer. So here, this one, you can see chamfer 5. This one is chamfer 4. So I'm going to control the chamfer 4 and chamfer 5. So expand that one, expand that one. So I have the chamfer type, right? So I'm going to add two chamfer here. You're still following me, huh? So I'm going to add two chamfer. So add 1 and then 2. So look, I have P11 and P12, which is chamfer type, and then chamfer type. So for the meantime, I'm going to use 0. So what's the meaning of chamfer type 0? So the meaning of chamfer type 0 is this one. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. Okay, 0 is a straight one. So my chamfer type is 0. And then here, I will type here bottom chamfer. And then this one is top chamfer. Okay, now for this two chamfer that I'm going to add, I will have only one value, which is the x and y. This one, chamfer x and chamfer y. So I'm going to add two parameter again. I'm going to add two parameter, which is this one, length. I'll type here, let's say 15, and then this one is 15. So this one is chamfer x, and chamfer y. All right. So now let's do the equation. So from here, I'm going to actually we can if you know that the chamfer is always 45 degrees, we can only use one chamfer value. Okay? But if not, then we have the chamfer x and chamfer y. Okay? Clear, ah? So P11 is for the bottom one. So where is the bottom one? This bottom. So chamfer type P11. And then chamfer X is P13. Chamfer Y is P14. Clear? Okay, the top part, chamfer properties 4. Chamfer type is P12. Right? Chamfer X is P13 and chamfer Y is P14. And that's it. So why it's not changing? Because the value is 0. Okay? If I put the value on my bottom as 1, and then there you go, I have now the chamfer. So this one, I think the default of the top will be 0. Okay? Clear, huh? Clear. And then close editor, and then let us try now. So here, if you notice now, if I'm going to use this one as my full stiffener, I need to what? I need to get the distance of this bottom or of this part. So 381. So meaning the height of my bottom stiffener, the height of the bottom stiffener is 381.20. Modify. All right. So still clear. And then okay, so now the chamfer horizontal, the horizontal is this. I'm just giving you the possibility. I'm not telling that this one is the correct way, but I'm just giving you the capability of custom components. So 84.75. So 84.75 will be on the horizontal edge. 84.75. Modify. Okay? But should be less than 74. Okay? So it's straight. So now, I need the chamfer here. This one, top chamfer, modify. There you go. Is it clear? Okay, so now you have a, it's not yet complicated, but I mean, more options. Okay, because the first batch we're only up to this level. Okay, up to this level. So we did not, I think we did not add this. I don't know, I forgot if we added the chamfer. But anyway, you can teach them as well. Okay, so look, you have now the chamfer on this part. Okay, kindly do that one, and then I'm going to send to you the picture so that we can add the picture here. We can add a picture here, okay? So kindly do that one first while I'm sending you the picture. Okay, it's in desktop, right? You can actually you can copy the bitmap files to here. Tekla structure, Tekla structure, 2021 bitmaps. So you just paste that bitmap files here. So here I type here DM. You can see this one. I saved that bitmap here. Okay, so it's already there. Okay, now how to add this one? So okay, look. Uh, if you select this custom component, when you right click, you can see the edit custom component, right? The one that we're using. Now below that one is the edit custom component dialog box. Okay? Ha? Naka-share ako. Okay, share ko ulit ah. How about now? Okay, can you see it? Huh? Okay. Let's resume. So again, from this custom component symbol, right click. So this is usually we use the edit custom component, but this time we're going to use the edit custom component dialog box. So select that one, and then it will open to you the dialog box. This one. Okay. So you can see my screen now. This one. Can you see my custom component dialog box editor? Okay, so now let's add now let's add the picture. So if you notice here, you have the new save ABC parameter attributes, and then here you can see the picture. Okay, select this picture, and then you can select that DM step bitmap from the from C Tekla structure 2021 bitmap, and then you type here DM. So this one, select and open it. Okay, there you go. So this one is this one is this one is my bitmap. Okay, are we clear on that one? So we can now move this one by one. Okay, we can now move this one by one. So first is the top stiffener height. So this one, top stiffener height. So this top stiffener height should be here, right? And then double click on this, and then change this one to, let's say, 70. Cancel. Okay, so that one, top stiffener height, I place that one here because that one is the dimension for the top stiffener height. Next is the bottom stiffener height. This one. I'm going to put it here, double click, and then change it to 70 again. So it's very easy. You just need to move that one to the in order. Okay, so uh, next is this one. This one is a vertical stiffener vertical edge. This one. So here, change this one to 70 again, and then move it here. All right. So what's left? Stiffener horizontal edge, meaning this one here. So I'm going to put it here, change it to 70, apply, and then move it here. Okay. And then what else? Well type. This one, stiffener edge from plunge. This one here. So check. Make it sure that you place it in the proper position, because if not, then you will have a problem later. Okay, and then what else? Top stiffener, well type, bottom chamfer, top chamfer. Okay. Stiffener thickness. Okay, for the stiffener thickness, we can just simply put this one, stiffener thickness here, and then put it below. So it's something like just a text because I did not create a picture on this one. This one is self-explanatory that that one is the stiffener thickness. Okay, bottom stiffener. Okay, weld type. The weld type, this one, I don't need this one anymore. Delete. This one, delete already. Top height. Okay, delete. Then this weld type, I'm going to put it here. Change it to 100. And then put it at the center of this symbol. Okay, remove the weld type. Bottom stiffener height, we already done that one. So stiffener edge plunge, this is the one. Okay, we can put it here. And then bottom chamfer. This bottom chamfer is, let's say, for this. Okay, bottom chamfer. Or maybe we can just simply put this one here. So we put the bottom chamfer and then this one, change it to 100, apply, and then top chamfer, or maybe we put the top chamfer is this one. So it's already Rojax. Okay, make it sure that you do it properly, because if not, then you'll be in trouble here. Okay, top chamfer and bottom chamfer. And then this chamfer X and chamfer Y, you can also add it here. Chamfer X and then chamfer Y. Then put it 70, and then there you go. So now, if you want to align this one perfectly, what you can do is this. If you double click here, you can see the X and Y. So if you type here 340, apply. Then this one, you type here 340 also. Okay, double click on this one. So 340, this one is also 340. Apply. Okay. Now, for the horizontal location, so if you notice here, this one is 458. Let's say 460. Apply. So this one, put it 490. Apply plus 30. This one 490 plus 30 is 510. 490, 520. And this one, 520 plus 30, 550. Apply. So you have now the, what do you call that? The alignment using the value. Okay? There you go. So now, what are we going to do with this one? Bottom stiffener question mark. So I'll just type this one 100 and this one also 100. So top stiffener, I'm going to put it here. And then the bottom stiffener, I'm going to put it here. So that one is a question, yes and no. So this one, I'm going to put it here, delete. So the reason why I put the text here, I can rename this one as develop for. Develop for. Then here, I can type here Dynamac. So something like you have some name, you can put your name here and then stretch and then save. Okay, save. So once I save this one, I close it and then look, if I double click on this one, it will not yet happen here because you need to close the Tekla structure and open the model. You need to close the model and open it again. So reopen the model, resend this one and then open. So, all right. So now from here, where is that one? Pit work area. Okay, there you go. So from here, I can now double click and there you go. So you have now all these. Okay, this one you need to have a little bit of adjustment if you like. Okay, so you have now the stiffener thickness. So if you type here stiffener thickness 30 and then modify, so that one works. So if you say yes here, modify, then you have two stiffener there. All right. So what else? This welding, okay. The chamfer, okay. And then this one, if I want to have something like negative 50 as a wing plate, yeah. But again, if you notice here, I control it only one time. So meaning if you want to control each and every wing plate, then you need to add the parameter. Okay, like what I've said. So here, if you want to have here 100, modify, and there you go. And here 10. So you have now the desired stiffener with a picture. It's like an hourglass, right? Okay, so do that one. So try it. If you have any question, just let me know. So far, this one is the we can. This is the sample that we do today. So tomorrow we will have another example. So just do that one now. Add this and then let me know if you have any question. Right? So if you want to see how this one is created, so you can create 3D views. Ito, 3D views. And then make a snapshot, yes. So select this one. All right. So remove all the unnecessary pictures here. So all we need to show is the part. Modify. So this one. Okay. So once you have this part, then you can now actually you can change the color if you like. Let's say change it to black. Black. Yeah. Okay. And then once you have this one, you can now make a screenshot using the edit, manage, and then you will find the, view, and then you can see the screenshot here, and then select the screenshot, and then go to the option, and then select, let's say, 96, and then white background. Okay, apply, and okay. You're following, huh? Apply and okay, and then capture, place into clipboard, capture. So once you capture that one, you go to this paintbrush and then paste it. There you go. So here you can now select and then crop. So once you crop this one, okay. So now you can now add the color. Let's say use this one, and then change the color of this, or maybe if you want to make this one yellow. All right, and then you add the dimension here, this dimension. So this one, press the shift key, and this one, shift key, and then here, shift key also. So you can now add the dimension and then erase the unnecessary lines. So here, here, here. All right, and that's it. And then save that one as bitmap. Okay, clear? And then now once you place that one to the bitmap, then you can use that one in your dialog box here. Okay, so I think that's for today, and if you don't have any question, then we can stop from here.